Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Louise O'Shea. I'm going to be your host for this very, very special event, Investing in Future Wales. So if anyone's here and they want to invest in Scotland or Northern Ireland, you're going to have to leave the room. Do apologise, I am joking, clearly. You will get a much better ROI in Wales anyway. So look, luckily they asked me to be the host, not because of my terrible jokes, but because I am the chair and founder of Fintech Wales. And that is integral to a thriving fintech ecosystem that we are growing in Wales, and also the acceleration of this incredible entrepreneurial spirit that you are going to see showcased here this afternoon. I'm also, soon to be, the former CEO of Confused.com, which I would argue is the first ever fintech, insurtech. And it's certainly something that you guys have used. So William was just telling me that he saved a lot of money using us. Thank you very much. But oh, whoa, tonight is not about me. No, it is. You're going to see a lot of me because I'm going to be popping up and down. But you're going to get, if you get tired of hearing my voice, there's a QR code you can scan, and that will give you all the details of the event. Right, now, tonight, or this afternoon, it's about 7 incredible businesses who are going to showcase what they're doing, and they are available for you to invest in. Tonight is also about hearing from a brilliant panel about what it is like to grow a business and invest in a business in Wales. And we're also going to hear from some incredibly distinguished special guests. It's a real who's who of financial services and fintech, and I've never read a list with so many Lords, CBEs, and OBEs before. So my mum was like, you've really got to be on your best behaviour, so I'm really sorry, Mum. I just can't do it. First up is Sir William Russell, who is the Lord Mayor Locum Tenens tonight, and you try saying that quickly, having been the Lord Mayor for not the usual 1, but 2 years during the COVID period. And he was also the Sheriff of the City of London. And I've never met a sheriff before, so that's exciting. And he's going to be followed by Lord Johnson. Thank you so much for being here today. The Minister of State at the Department for Business and Trade. And he's got to go vote, so we've got to keep the pace up, everybody. So, Sir William, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Louise, and welcome everybody. May I start by wishing everyone a happy St. David's Day. You'll be pleased to know that the one word I know in Welsh is yucky da, but it's normally when I'm drinking a beer, which you all know. And of course, being a massive rugby fan, I won't mention that, but I hope you've noticed that I'm wearing a red tie. That diplomacy is needed. But we're delighted to be supporting Wales Wales in London Week once again. And on behalf of the City of London Corporation, I'm delighted to welcome you all back to the Guildhall for the Investing in Future Wales Business Showcase. When they mentioned the event with Wales and various pitches, of course, that was where I was going to bring my little rugby analogy in, but don't worry, I've got that in early. It's the second annual collaboration between the City Corporation, the British Business Bank, the Welsh Government and the Department for Business and Trade, this time in partnership with Chambers Wales. Now, last year we saw 8 fantastic companies from Welsh tech pitch to a room full of investors, one of which is Bicmo, will be joining the panel. I happen to know Uello, and it's great to see Sina here, because I met them when I was Lord Mayor, and he's just told me that they've raised more money at a higher valuation, so well done, Uello and Sina. And this year we're focusing on the thriving fintech and insurtech sector in Wales, and I did manage to get there in February 2020 as Lord Mayor, and I could already tell there was this extraordinary fintech hub developing, and it would already pretty well developed then, but it's even got bigger and better. 55,000 people work in the financial services sector in Wales, and 45,000 work in the digital economy. At the cross-section, there are 16,000 who work in fintech specifically across more than 130 companies. And this is why the Khalifa review, Ron Khalifa, did the review of the UK fintech sector, and he identified South Wales and Cardiff as one of the top 10 fintech clusters during my time as Lord Mayor in 2021. The City Corporation is a big supporter of the Khalifa review, and we have worked closely with them, and we also support the Centre for Finance, Innovation and Technology, and they launched yesterday. That's CFIT, and Charlotte Crosswell, you'll hear from later, is the chair there. Ron Khalifa recognised, just as the City of London recognises, that these clusters of expertise across the UK complement each other, and they all support the UK's position as a global financial centre and a world leader in fintech. Connection and collaboration are the key to this. The Lord Mayor, Nick Lyons, Alderman Nick Lyons, did a highly successful visit to Cardiff in November, leading a business delegation from London and connecting capital to Welsh tech firms. And I look forward to hearing from October Ventures, one of the businesses involved, on the panel later. During my time as Lord Mayor, I also had the pleasure of, as I said, visiting Cardiff and seeing for myself Wales's strength in areas such as cyber and the fast-growing digital economy outside of London. In recent years, we've seen the trend of challenger banks opening up in Wales, Starling, then Monzo, now Tandem, all indications of a bright future for Welsh fintech. And I hope that today we'll all learn about the many more opportunities on offer. I look forward to the presentations, the panel discussions, and the networking event after, which sadly I can't make, but I will be here to listen to the panel discussions. Wish you all a very successful event. And now it gives me great pleasure to hand over to Lord Johnson, Minister of State for the Department for Business and Trade. And I'm sure, Lord Johnson, many people with the surname Johnson probably muddled you up occasionally with the previous Prime Minister, but you're probably used to that joke coming out many times. When I was Lord Mayor, they all used to think it was Sadiq that was walking into the room rather than the actual Lord Mayor of the city. But Lord Johnson, it's wonderful to have you, and I'll hand over to you.
You're all at the back here. It's not school. You're trying to say the business and the best of businesses. I mean, if I stood in the middle here, would that be easier or is that more disruptive? Would you rather, that's what you're trying to do, would you rather I stood at the podium or should I stand in the middle here so I can engage you? What would you rather? What would you rather? Middle. So, thank you for that joke. You're a very funny guy. I would keep that, I would stick to the stage probably, but I haven't ever been mistaken for Boris Johnson. I was unfortunately mistaken once for his father. And if you want to think that's something, it certainly is. Come to me and said, Johnson, are you Boris's father? I'm not. But I do want to say really a few thank yous. That's all I'm here for. I'm here to say thank you. Firstly, to the City of London. What a fabulous building. I think we should show our thanks. This is one of the largest halls I've been in, probably in my life. And this is like a secondary underchamber. This is like a sort of clip, really. Because the actual main Guildhall is up there if you've been. It's completely amazing. But thank you for your hospitality. And this is a wonderful institution. It really is. And I think we all owe it a huge debt of gratitude because this organisation has been going for basically nearly 1,000 years. It will take 100 years. And it has had one simple aim in life, which is to promote business. To promote business people, to cherish business people, thank you very much, to cherish business people and to celebrate business success. And there is frankly no more relevant topic for today and no more cause closer to my heart than doing exactly that. So thank you, City of London. William did say to me a few months back, because I've only just come into politics, I was an entrepreneur, I was a business person like the rest of you, I was happy, moderately well paid, focused on global emerging markets. Now global emerging markets, ladies and gentlemen, they're constantly changing leaders. There's always a political crisis. And so when I was asked would I like to go into politics, I said to my wife, I'm so pleased I'm leaving behind global emerging markets with all their problems and entering British politics. Well, all I can say is stay where you are. It's a much healthier life. But William said to me in the middle of the volatility last year, he said, I must say you've had quite a few prime ministers over the last few months. And I said, well, you're the 876th Lord Mayor, so I'm not quite sure who's talking. But I want to say thank you to the City of London. It's a wonderful organisation. We support it hugely in the government and partner with you. And thank you, William, for your hospitality. The second group of people I want to thank are the Welsh, the great nation of Wales. Put your hand up if you are from Welsh or identify as a Welsh person. Well, there are quite a few of you. I mean, what an amazing nation you are. Your businesses go back hundreds of years. And what you've done in tech is simply sensational. You invented the concept of these comparison sites. You invented, along with Admiral, Go Compare, Confused.com, you invented the whole notion of fundamentally fintech as we know it today. It comes from your nation. That's actually rather special. But it's not just that. Your history, your economic history is one of entrepreneurship. I'm afraid we grew up, some of us who grew up in the 80s and 90s, didn't see that. It was a nation which had tinges of industrial decline. You couldn't take that away from the image. But that was wrong. And how wrong is that today when you look at your nation? How wrong is it when you see a group of people, a group of cities that are literally leading the way and pioneering the economic transformation of the world? And it's not simply in tech. It's also in semiconductors. Some of the most important design for advanced semiconductors are made outside Newport. And it's not just semiconductors and tech, and insurance websites, and reg tech, and other types of fintech. It's also advanced manufacturing. We've just won one of the biggest aviation deals in the world's history. And why? It's because of the work that is done in Wales, ensuring that Airbus planes can fly. You give literally the people of this world wings to fly. Without Wales, Airbus is just a bus company. So thank you to Wales for what you do, for the inspiration you provide the rest of our United Kingdom and the rest of the world. And I travel around the world a lot in my role as investment minister. And I go to our offices and I see these people and they're sort of looking at me rather bemused. Who is this person who's just arrived? And do you know, in every one of these offices around the world, there is a Welsh investment specialist. So someone paid, partly I think by the DBT and also by the Welsh government, to promote investment in Wales. And do you know how I can spot them? Do you know how I can spot them? They're not wearing a daffodil, no. No, they sometimes do. On today, of all days, they probably are. I'll tell you how I spot them. I spot them because, like all of you, they're smiling. They're so happy because they have, frankly, such an easy job, which is selling the opportunities in Wales to international investors. And I'm so pleased that we work so closely with them in the Department for Business and Trade to get out there and help you. And I would remind you, and I want to say my second thanks now to His Majesty's government. The government. Who here thanks the government regularly? Anyone put their hand up? Who's thanked the government? Tax is a kindness, and we're grateful for it, sir. But it doesn't count as thanks, it's more of a tip. But we should thank the government because we have huge teams out there supporting you. And I want you to know about this. If you don't know, hands up if you do know, by the way, that the Department for Business and Trade is here to support you and help you. Anyone? Anyone used our services? I mean, this is one person in this room. And this is a free service. This is paid for by your taxes. The government has across the world hundreds, if not thousands, of agents who are paid in order to support your businesses. We support them domestically, giving you mentoring. We have our advanced programs in order to help you secure your staff. We have pots, literally pots of money around the country. The British Business Bank, who kindly collaborated today, along with all sorts of other startup organizations who are here to support you. So please, it's thirsty work doing this stuff, I tell you. So please, look on the website, contact the Department for Business and Trade, and see how we can help you. Because thousands of businesses around the world are supported by us every day. And we have one key ambition in mind, and it's iterated by the Prime Minister repeatedly, to become a science and technology superpower. And so we are here to back you. That's my job. This is what the government is trying to do. So make the most of it, because together we will be certainly more powerful. People are sometimes down on the UK, and it's my job as the investment minister to go around and tell them that the UK is actually the best place to invest in the world. And the facts bear this out. 2 weeks ago, we topped 2 trillion in foreign direct investment. 2 trillion. Last year, and many of you may have benefited from this, we raised more money for startup tech than any other country in the world except for China, except for the US, and that is ahead of China and India. We have more unicorns. We have 146 unicorns in the UK, many of them in Wales. Other countries have one lonely unicorn tethered to a stake, munching grass. And the reason is twofold. Okay, this is where I come on to my third thanks. It is, in order to be a successful business, you need to have 2 things. What do you need apart from a good idea? What do you need? What do you need? Sina, what do you need? You need a good team. What else do you need? You need money. You need money. You need money. Is there any capital in the room? I should have thanked you first. I always like to say thank you to the money in the hierarchy of gratitude. So thank you, the capital in the room. You need money, but you also need great people. And I'm looking around this room at some sensational people, and I want to thank you, because you are truly doing the most important act a human can do, which is to create a business, to build a product or service, to hire people, to generate growth, and to thus value and enhance our lives and truly change the world. And all of you have life-changing ideas. And I want to say, as an entrepreneur, as I say, who spent my whole life setting up businesses, it's very hard. It's very stressful. It's lonely. Who here finds it stressful running their startup tech business? 1, 2, 3, come on. Be honest. If you don't find it hard, you're probably not trying hard enough. But the constant search for capital, the difficulties of suppliers, the creation of your product, the endless beta testing, the anxious nights as you check your email to see whether or not the venture capital guy in the zip-up fleece top has come back to you or not for your third round. The point is, I understand how difficult it is to run your businesses, and so does the government. I, as Bill Clinton said, feel your pain. And that's important, because you need to know that we respect what you're doing. We need you to know that we know how hard it is to build your business and that we're doing everything we can to make you a success. So all I really want to end on is in my enormous expression of gratitude to you all for building your businesses and staying the course. If any of you have doubts, just know, and I always used to say this to myself when I was in my darkest hours, that a good deal always gets done. So we are behind you. Organisations such as Fintech Wales, and thank you, Louise, for that fabulous introduction. You are a great example to us of what success looks like. The British Business Bank, the Welsh Government, but really everyone in the United Kingdom want to make Welsh tech companies the most successful in the world. And I know that looking around this room, we will be together successful. So thank you for attending this event. Thank you for giving me a chance to introduce myself, and I hope you have a great rest of the afternoon. So thank you very much.